It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got a pair of teams who met each other in Super Bowl 25. It's the Buffalo Bills and the New York Giants on Monday night.
Just across the Hudson from downtown Manhattan, we welcome you inside MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, this is one that the defensive coordinators have had a long week because these quarterbacks, you can prepare and prepare for them, but because of their legs, you never know what they're going to do.
And when the play breaks down, I think that's where the real fun begins. I mean, it is just so hard. You mentioned it. These defensive coordinators, they spend all week, and every time the ball is snapped, you really have to defend two plays. And what I mean is you defend the initial play that is called by the offense in the huddle, and then you also have to defend the scramble play, the breakdown, the improv. That's what makes these quarterbacks so dangerous, and it just takes one breakdown defensively for a big play, and it's 6.
The kicker, Tyler Bass, has us ready to start, and off we go from MetLife Stadium. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They're led out by their veteran quarterback, Super Bowl winner, Russell Wilson.
Let's not forget, Mike, not too long ago, Russell Wilson was not only the face and one of the top superstars of the NFL, he was a bona fide Hall of Fame quarterback. So the talent and the resume, it's still there. He puts together one of those vintage performances we've seen throughout the years. This team's going to be hard to beat.
So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Throwing to begin, it's Wilson. He'll look middle here and get it to Neighbors. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
Now a screen set up for Tracy. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
They'll run here with the rookie. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
On 3rd down, here's Wilson. This one intercepted. And he's going to give his offense a short field to work with as they look for their first points of the game.
Mike, that's a great play for any defensive back, let alone an undrafted rookie. I mean, to think that every single team passed on him in this past year's draft multiple times is pretty hard to believe. And again, this is the growth. This is the development that they saw when he signed there as an undrafted free agent. And he has taken advantage of every opportunity he's been given, and now he's creating turnovers for this unit.
The Buffalo offense set to go to work for the first time. They'll be led by the big fella, 6'5" quarterback, Josh Allen.
I think in today's modern NFL, if you had the ability to create a quarterback and all the qualities that come along with it, Josh Allen's at or near the top of the list. And what I mean by that, Mike, is he's big, he's mobile, he can run to escape, but he can also run as a designed option. And then, of course, in the passing game, he can make every throw. He's smart. He elevates those around him. The last piece of the puzzle, can he get over the hump and have that postseason success to really put him in that upper echelon category? I'm not sure there's any position on defense that's undergone as much of an evolution as the linebacker position. In the old days, they were the physical tone setters. They were the tacklers. But now, it's their ability to hold up in coverage, like you saw there, that allows you to keep those guys on the field for all 3 downs.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Now a deep ball toward the end zone.
I can tell you from firsthand experience, Mike, that is a lonely and long jog back to the huddle. I mean, you're an inch away from being the hero with a deep touchdown. Instead, you let it go through your fingertips, and you got to come back to the huddle and try again.
Now Allen to throw on 2nd down. He connects with Palmer on that one. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Slot man in motion left. Allen on 3rd down. He's got his man. That's Coleman. And he's going to have the 1st down. They convert on 3rd, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
A great chance to convert that early turnover into points. Here's 1st and goal. A design run here for Allen. And he will take it in himself. Josh Allen. Touchdown, Buffalo. The dual threat of the quarterback. When you have one that can run, why not use him, especially down here, Greg? And they punch it in for the touchdown.
There's nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than down here near the goal line when he can call his own number. And in this case, that's exactly what he does, and he's able to take it in himself.
Tyler Bass now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Bills will take a 7-0 lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Eric Gray to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Giants offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Wilson. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
And this will be incomplete.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
Taking off, he'll try to get there. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a first down.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Russ. Off-balance throw, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A big-time play out of the G-men. And even 30 yards.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
Look wide, get this one complete, and he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Giants.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmatched.
And he's in! Tyrone Tracy. Touchdown, New York.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
What they're looking at here is the spot of the football. Always tricky to get this exactly right, but it only takes a few inches to make a big impact. So slow this down, find a landmark on the field, and determine where the spot should be. So that challenge, a successful one. From the 1-yard line, first down and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Tyrone Tracy. Touchdown, Giants. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Now it's Graham Gano for the PAT. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Bills offense ready for their second possession. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Now it's Allen. That's taken in. It's James Cook. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Tight end going in motion here. From the gun, Josh Allen. He'll find his running back, Cook. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Again, it's Allen to the air. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Here's 2nd and 6. To throw again, it's Allen. He'll go right and find his running back. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a 1st down.
Allen going to give it to Cook. And the Bills are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
Out of the gun, here's Allen. To the goal line and in. Dawson Knox. Touchdown, Bills. Pass now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Bills will move out to a 14-7 lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Here's the Giants offense now. They get set to take over once more. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. From the gun, that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Christian Benford. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away, and that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake. And you're not going to get away with it at this level.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. In motion, Shakir. Now Allen on 1st down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
On 2nd down, Allen. That's brought in by the tight end, Knox. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this 1st quarter. So we've played 1 quarter here on a Monday night. The Bills with the early advantage. We're back to upstate New York in just a moment. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Slot man in motion right. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Allen. To the sideline, he's got Coleman.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
Bass's kick is good. And the Bills build their cushion to 10. It's now 17-7.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
So after the made field goal, Bass is back out there to kick it away. Ray gonna return it. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Giants offense ready to take over possession of the football. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. On the ground, here's Tracy. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. Now Russ. Bats to Robinson. He's got it. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Wilson makes the read and keeps it himself. And he will have a Giants first down. He's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that first down himself.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. Taking the deep shot here with Robinson. And he is short of the goal line, but they are in business at the 1-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal. From the shotgun, Wilson. It is brought in the end zone. Darius Slayton. Touchdown, New York.
It seems to me they were kind of holding this play call for this exact situation, Mike. 1st and goal, down here near the goal line, and they had this one worked up all week. Simple pitch and catch, and it works to perfection.
Now, Gano for the extra point. He's got it. And the Giants are back to within a field goal. It's 17-14. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense is going to need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. Here's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They send him right out of the slot. From the gun, it's Allen. A pass caught right side by Coleman.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
They go right back to Coleman. He's got it again. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
They run out of the gun. It's Cook. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now Allen. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Allen. That one caught. It's Knox, the tight end. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
He's got it inside the 5. And he's into the end zone. Dawson Knox. Touchdown, Buffalo. His 2nd touchdown of this first half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Here's Bass now for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Bills go up by 10. 24-14 is their lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Gray gonna return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Giants offense ready to take over once more. The deficit is 10, 24-14. So work to do as they come up for 1st and 10. Slayton is the man in motion. They go play action with Wilson. That is caught. It's Robinson. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. On the handoff, here comes Tracy. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Out of the gun, here's Russ. And this ball batted away and incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. Sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts. So on fourth down, out is Jamie Gillen to punt for the Giants. This returnable from inside his own 40. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Here's Allen. That's taken in by Shakir. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Putting the tight end in motion. To throw is Allen. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete. James Cook, the intended target. And third down coming up.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
On third down, it's Josh Allen. He'll try to run for it.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the first down.
On first down, it's Allen. A lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Dawson Knox. It's second down. That's Palmer, the man in motion. Off the play fake, here's Allen. That's complete to Coleman. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down. Now a timeout, Buffalo. They're second, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Now a 3rd and 2. From the gun, Josh Allen. He's looking deep for Shakir. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Just a great example of not only the anticipation, but the instincts to go break that pass up, Mike. You can see he's clearly looking at the quarterback's eyes, and once that ball was delivered, he's just attacking it and breaking it up.
And he missed it. It's no good. And their lead will stay right where it is.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
The Giants offense going to take over just before the half. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming Getting started with 1st and 10. Now Wilson. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Nothing better than a big man touchdown. The defensive lineman comes up with a pick 6. Celebration time for the guys up front.
Yeah, Mike, and you can always see which guys have a little running back in their pass, because this big guy, when he got his hands on the ball, he was not being stopped until he found himself in the end zone.
Extra point try by Bass. It's up and through. And the Bills add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. Lots of space past the 45. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
This is a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
He's got his man, that's Slayton. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line. Here is Graham Gano to try the field goal. This a 42-yard attempt. Gano's kick is good. And the Giants are back within 2 scores.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Final second now of this first half as this one is away. And this one is fielded in the end zone, will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. They will start it on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. And welcome in everyone to our halftime report. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This taken at the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So Allen and the Bills getting set for their next possession. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position. Instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. On play action, Allen. Now he'll run it. And he's going to be taken down at the 37.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
On 1st and 10, it's Allen. He connects with Palmer on that one. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Well, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
They'll throw on 1st down with Allen. That's to the sideline and intercepted.
So we saw in the first half, Mike, they were willing to take some risks. It allowed them to build this halftime lead. Now the opposing sideline, they're looking to fight back. They're looking to cut that lead down. That's what that coverage seemed. It looked like they baited that quarterback to force that errant throw and lead to that turnover. Now it's their offense coming back on the field with a chance to cut this deficit.
The home team's offense and Russell Wilson set to take over once more. And the turnovers have really been the story here. Take you back through the high, or actually the lowlights in this one. Not a lot of positives when you have a 3-interception game under pressure all game long. The secondary feasting on his passes. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. A throw on the move is caught. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. You just saw a great example of it here.
In motion, it's Robinson. Now Wilson on 1st down. Now a short one caught by the tight end Johnson.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. On the zone read, a give to Tracy. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is first down.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
On first down, Wilson. That is brought in at the 10. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
Well, they certainly aren't wasting any time marching down the field. I mean, you only need one hand to count how many plays they've run, and yet they find themselves 1st and goal inside the low red zone.
5 yards from the house. They've got it 1st and goal. In motion, it's Robinson. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. That play may have taken a little bit too long to develop. It's no gain. He's back at the 4-yard line.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
3rd and goal. Here's Wilson to throw. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
Well, if you're going to target him in the end zone, you better come correct, man, because this guy, he embraces those moments of one-on-one coverage when it matters the most, and I think he just saved 6 by getting his hands on that one.
Here is Graham Gano to try the field goal. This, about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Giants will cut into that lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Graham Gano now, following the field goal, back to kick this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Bills offense. And Josh Allen headed back onto the field. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Allen. This one complete to Palmer. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
That's into the hands of Coleman. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
And he'll wind his way to about the 38-yard line. Tyler Newman is there for the stop. Second down and 8. They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5. And here comes Now a design run. It's Allen. And he is going to have a Bills first down. He'll have it by plenty. It was 3rd and 2. They picked up 8. So now they'll throw it with Allen. Thrown left side, the catch is made. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big gain.
Here's a handoff to Cook. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Allen working from the pistol. That's brought in by the tight end, Knox. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Now Allen. He'll try and get there on the ground.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
Tyler Bass on to try the field goal. This one from 47 yards out. Bass's kick is good. And the Bills will extend their lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
So after the made field goal, Bass is back out there to kick it away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. First and 10. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So these teams trade field goals in the 3rd as we come to the end of the quarter. Back with more Monday Night Football after this. So, from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Now, it's Tracy looking to run. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
They go play action now. Wilson, and he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here now, 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, here's Russ. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. That is Joey Bosa in on the sack.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the 4th, but they will turn it over on downs. The Bills offense ready to get back at it. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They bring the tight end in motion. On 1st and 10, it's Cook. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
A corner who is not only a good tackler, Mike, but a willing tackler can be a huge asset to any defense. So often they get a bad rap. They're considered just pass defenders. They want to run around. But for a guy to be able to come up and force the run and keep this to no gain, man, that makes a big difference on any defense.
Now Allen to throw on 2nd down. That's taken in by Shakir. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. From the shotgun, it's Allen. And that is incomplete.
Just a little bit too much juice on that one, and you just can't throw the ball out of bounds. Give your receiver a chance to go up and compete for the ball, but when you miss that far wide, he's got no shot.
Tyler Bass on to try the field goal. This one from 47 yards out. Bass's kick is good. And the Bills will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
So after the made field goal, Bass is back out there to kick it away. Gray gonna return it. Whoa! Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The home team's offense ready to come back out for this next possession. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. They'll get this into the hands of Neighbors. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, Wilson. A pass complete to the tight end, Johnson. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a first down.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. This one is hauled in by Daniel Bellinger. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
That's caught downfield by Robinson. 23 yards on that pass play. That's good for a Giants first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball...
And he will get into the end zone. Tyrone Tracy. Touchdown, New York. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Gano on to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Giants are able to cut the deficit to 10. So down 2 scores, they're going to roll the dice here with an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
The Bills offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On the zone read, a handoff here to Cook. And the defense right on that. I don't know if keeping would have done any better. No gain on that one.
I know it's easy from up in the booth, Mike, but I think that's one of those zone reads where the quarterback needs to pull it and keep it himself. The defense was clearly keyed on the running back. Not much room in there. No gain.
On 2nd down, here's Allen. That is downfield into the hands of Keon Coleman. And he has got this one all the way down to the 2-yard line.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else. And I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
From the gun, Josh Allen. That one, taken in. Keon Coleman. Touchdown, Bills. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Now Bass to tack on the extra point. He's got it. And the Bills will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Gray gonna return it. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Now Russ. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
Out of the gun, it's Wilson. This one is caught by Robinson. They get 15 on that game. First down, Giants.
It's been tough sled.
And now Sean McDermott will throw the challenge flag. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here. So the challenge there unsuccessful, and it will remain a completed pass. They'll come up first and 10 at the 40. From the gun, it's Wilson. He keeps it himself. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. On first down, Wilson. Now a screen set up for Tracy. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Now Wilson on first down. To the outside, complete to Johnson. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
He's He's got it at about the 8. Out of bounds, but in business. They mark him down near the 2. That is a gain of 20. And what a chance now. First and goal coming up. Throwing again. Wilson. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Darius Slayton. Touchdown, Giants. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
Extra point by Gano is up and good. And the Giants are able to cut the deficit to 10. This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run straight ahead with Cook. Now a timeout. Giants, that is their second. 70 seconds left to go in this game. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Once again, it's Cook. Room to run at the 35. And he's going to be taken down at about the 30. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So a road win here for the Bills. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from New Jersey.